So one of my friends is actually hosting an event for Women's History Month, and she requested that I help her by teaching the girls how to make candles. So that's what we're gonna be doing today. I have all of my stuff with me, and we're pretty much about to set up all of the equipments that we need for candle making. I'm so excited to teach the girls how simple but also very complicated it is to make candles. So let's get to it. So I just finished setting up. Let me show you guys what we're working with. Here we have all the jars. For the girls, we have two different kinds. These are iridescent, I guess you could say. And these are just plain clear. They're both 5 ounces. And then we have the scents. We have 2 scents to choose from. This is Rosy Pony, which is basically a fresh rosy scent. I thought would go really well for the theme, which is, you know, ladylike. And then we have this one, which is Lilac Haze, another scent that I sell. This one is more floral as well, but it's like combining lilac and lilies together. I also sell this for my spring scents. You can find them online. Here we have alcohol to sanitize the jars, even though I already did that. Just in case there are any extra little flurries of dust or something, the girls can actually do it themselves. And of course, paper towels to help with that. These sticky notes to help label each person's candle as they cool down, just so nobody else gets messed up. Then of course, can't do nothing without measuring your candle wax. So we have a scale right here and everything else that I would need, which are the kits. I just put gloves in them, and each one you can find a wig sticker, a wig holder, gloves, basically all the things you would need to make candles. And then I have these tools right here to trim the wicks, Sharpie to label, and then of course thermometers. Over here we have the wax melters. I brought 2 different wax melters just to be safe. The big one can stay, you know, plugged in so it could keep the temperature of the wax where it's supposed to be at. And then the smaller one for people who are actually making their candles. And last but not least are the candle dyes. We're making marble candles, so I brought non-toxic candle dyes so the girls can play around with whatever colors they want. And on that note, I also have some flower molds that I made. Flower and heart molds. They're also marbled. Let me get those and show them to you guys. I think they're so cute. So these are the flower molds and the heart molds. I made them in a marbling type of effect just to match the theme of the candles that we're making, and they all came out so cute. Like, I love all the different color schemes, so the girls can have a bunch of different ones to pick from to top their candles with. Now we're all set. We got to get ready. I got my hair tied up, but I'm gonna show you guys the whole process of what it's like to, I guess, host a candle making class in a way. This is gonna be my first time. I'm super excited. I'm a little anxious at the same time because, again, this is my first time doing something like this. It's opening the theme for the whole year because I intend on doing some candle making classes. We'll see how it goes. This will give me a lot of information about what I need to work on and things like that. So yeah, I can't wait to see how the night goes. Come along for the journey. So everything is all set for the candle making part. We're gonna do 2 people at a time, and the wax is all melted and at the correct temperature. So next thing is just instructing how people should do their candles. So we're about to get started and we're gonna see how it goes. So basically we're gonna be making marble candles today. You guys are pretty familiar with marble, right? There are several different ways that you can make marble candles, but we're gonna use the drop method today. Basically, you're gonna drop the color that you want into the jar, and then you're gonna pour the wax over it, and it's gonna create a marbling type of effect. These are the colors you're gonna choose, and you can pick 4 to 5, and everything is in here for you. So first, just put your gloves on. And then this is a wooden wick holder. It basically holds your wick in place. And then this is the wick itself. This is what makes the candle burn. This is a wick tab. You attach it onto your wick so it stays in place inside your jar. And this is a warning sticker. It goes in the bottom of the jar so that you know how to burn your candle properly. So first thing we're gonna do is flip the candle upside down, the jar upside down. And then you're gonna use your you're gonna use your wick, your warning label. You're gonna put it at the bottom of the jar. Try to get it centered, but it's okay if it's not. All right, so once you got your gloves on, you're gonna flip your jar upside down and add your warning labels, which is this right here. It just lets you know how to properly burn your candle. Okay, now flip it over, and inside that same kit, you're gonna find your wick, which is the white thing, along with a wick tab, which is the yellow piece of square. You're gonna take those out and you're gonna try to remove the label off of the wick tab. It's very sticky, so be careful. Some people have been getting it stuck to their gloves. Remove it and then stick your wick onto the very bottom of that. And then remove that other layer and stick it inside your container. Try to get it as centered as you possibly can. The more centered, the better. And using your wick holder, which is the thing with the holes in it, use that to secure the wick at the bottom. So push down on the wick so it could be stuck on it. So now the next thing is for you to select your colors. You can pick 3 to 5 different colors. If you need to see how the color is specifically, you can drop it into the napkin just to see what it looks like. But you can select one color and do 3 drops of that, or you can select multiple colors and just go around with that. Up to you. If you need me to open it, let me open it for you. It's not open?
The one that's already like the same as this is open?
No, they're not. None of them are the same colors. They're all different shades.
Okay, yeah.
Is this blue? There you go. Here you go.
Thank you.
Welcome. And here's the lid. Do 5 drops in total of your colors inside your container.
Like inside it or on the side, like
on the sides, inside. If you want the color to travel all the way up, then do the sides. If you want it at the bottom, do the bottom. So do 5 drops in total of your color.
She said
At the
Is that 5?
girl,
You see?
That's good.
that's like how we drop.
Oh my gosh, Mimi, you're killing me.
Can I add another color?
You can, go ahead.
It'll swirl and make another one, right?
Yes. You guys, Mimi is hilarious. She said, I'm gonna drop the whole thing. And then you can smell between the 2 fragrances in front of you to decide which one you're gonna use for your fragrance. Just smell it.
Ooh, it smells good.
What's that, lilac?
It's her brand too.
Yes.
Pony.
Rosy Pony and Lilac Haze. Exactly, that's exactly what I expected from her, for her to ask to make some. You can't, because I would have to measure them differently. Next thing is gonna be for you guys to use your fragrance and add it into the wax that is given to you right now. Just pour the whole thing into your wax and then use the stick, the wooden stick, which is this. Pour it and mix it for the next minute. I'll let you know when you can stop. All right, timer's up. Check the temperature using the thermometer in front of you. There's an on button. Put it on Fahrenheit and wait for the wax to reach 170 degrees. If it's higher, just wait a little bit. Yes.
I left.
Just because you left don't mean you're not that anymore, honey. Pull and pour slowly. Almost done, don't worry.
No worries.
All right, Mimi, you are hilarious. Okay, now that you've done pouring, I want you guys to write your names on the stickers just so I can know who's whose. And you may also select your molds.
All right.
1 per person. Thank you. Just put it on your sticker. And then once your candles cool down. That's it. Candles all finished. Thank you.
Gracias. All right, we're all good to go.
Yes, ma'am. Hey guys, so it is the next day, and I wanted to do a quick review about my experience doing what was like a candle making class or different sessions with people or whatever at my friend's event. First off, I want to start by saying that was so eye-opening because one of my goals for the year is to actually host a candle making class, and that was kind of like an introduction as to what I would need to do and how much work would actually go into a candle making class. It was very cool to see how women came together just to experience each other's company, but also to just create something together. Everybody was so excited about the candles that they were making. It was just like, oh my gosh, I didn't know that many people were actually into candle making. I really enjoyed the simple fact that each and every single person had their own little unique experience when they were making the candle, because not everybody understands things the same way and not everybody's going to do things the same way. So I was able to learn a little bit about what I would need to work on in terms of telling people what to do and just making sure that they understand things when I say it to them, because sometimes I would find myself saying, okay, you need 5 drops of the colors or whatever, but in the end, it didn't register that you need 5 drops in total. So little things like that for me to see what I would need to work on for the future when I do decide to make or host a candle making class. I also really enjoyed the simple fact that at the time I was able to see how much work goes into teaching people how to make candles, because yes, it's easy for me to do it online and to just make a quick video and talk about things that you should do, little tips and things like that, but it is a very much different experience when you're doing it in person with people in front of you and having to tell them different things that they need to do in the moment, especially when liquor is involved and there are other people around, there's background music and all of those things. I feel like they played a factor into how well I did and how overwhelming the experience was in general, because the more overstimulated you are, the more opportunity for you to make mistakes. So I think that if anybody's thinking about having or hosting a candle making class, then they definitely need to consider little things about the type of music that they're going to play, different things that they're going to offer to the people, and things to do afterwards while the candles are cooling down, because some of the participants were not able to actually get their candles in time before they left. If I do host a candle making class throughout the year, something to do after when the candles are cooling down so people can actually have the candles done and be able to take them home with them that same exact day is something to consider as well, because depending on how far people travel, they may not be able to come back to get their candles. I also think that the type of candle that you're going to make the class for needs to be considered. For instance, yesterday we did jar candles, which came out perfectly fine. So if you're making molded candles or taper candles or any other types of candles, there are other factors that you would have to consider for that specific type of candle. For instance, when it comes to molded candles, as first timers or beginners in general, you may experience some things that an advanced candle maker is not experiencing, like breaking their candles when they're taking them out of the molds. So that is something else to consider. But other than that, I think that was a great experience. I truly enjoyed myself. It was an overwhelming day in general and an overwhelming week, because we were planning for that event for a while and we set up before, a few days before throughout the week, just to make sure that we could get things done in time before people showed up. And as much as an overthinker as I was or am, everything turned out great. Everybody enjoyed the experience. Everybody enjoyed their candles. Everybody was super happy with their results. And I was super happy with how the event turned out in general. And I cannot wait to see what the rest of the year holds and how I can potentially host a candle making class my own self. If you're interested in potentially attending a candle making class with me, make sure to let me know in the comments below, and also let me know if you're in the DMV area, because it most likely will be in the DMV area. So yeah, Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope this experience shows you guys a little bit of information about what it takes to host a candle making class. And I hope to see you in the next one. Make sure to like and subscribe and stay tuned for all different videos to come throughout the rest of the year. Thank you guys so much for supporting my small business. If you're interested in any products, make sure to tune in to serenearomas.com, where you find access to several different things like candles, skincare, some candle making kits as well. I'll see you in the next video. Make sure to like and subscribe. Until then, bye.